Happy Sabbath. Welcome again to a wonderful Sabbath day that God has blessed us with. We take this time to worship God and learn something new. Today I will be preaching on death. A couple questions and then yeah. So first of all, I'm gonna start with a question that someone asked. I'm scared of death. What do I do? And an answer for that is we shouldn't be afraid if God is with us. If God is with us, and if we check in our Bibles in Psalms 23 verse 4, it says there, yeah. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. That is saying that even though we go through some scary times, like near-death situations or any of that, God will be with you, and He will do His best to keep us safe. Another question is, what happens when you die? My answer for that is the body turns to dust and the breath of life goes back to God. And if we turn our Bibles to Ecclesiastes 12 verse 7, it says, Ecclesiastes 12 verse 7, it says, Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. Just like my answer that I gave to that question. Once you die, your body will turn into dust, go back to the earth, and because when God created man, that's how He created them. He put the breath of life into some dirt and made it man. So our body goes back to the earth, and the breath of life goes back to God. One more. Where do you go when you die? Do good people go to heaven after death? No, not immediately. The Bible says that the dead sleep on earth. They are sleeping on earth until God's return. So if we can all turn to Acts chapter 2 verse 29, we will find Acts chapter 2 verse 29. It says, Men and brethren, let me freely speak unto you of the patriarch David, that he is both dead and buried, and his sepulchre is with us unto this day. That is just saying that it's answering that question. It's saying that because good people, such as David the patriarch, he's a good person, but his body is still here with us, and he's still buried under in his sepulchre, his grave, and that he's still here, and that proves that not everyone. Once you die, you will. If you are good, you will wait till God comes. The next question is, are dead people watching us? What I have to say to that is, no, the dead are unconscious, and they are not aware of what is happening on earth. So we can all turn our Bibles to Ecclesiastes 9, 5 through 6, and verse 10. It reads, For the living know that they shall die, but the dead know not anything, neither have they any more a reward, for the memory of them is forgotten. Also their love and their hatred and their envy is now perished. Neither have they any more a portion forever in anything that is done under the sun. And verse 10, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest. What that is saying in verse 10 is, don't take anything for granted in life. If you see something that you would like to do, you go ahead and you try it, because once you die, there's no going back to this. You can't redo it. You can't try. You'll miss out on whatever you missed out on. But make sure it's not something sinful that you want to try. But yeah. One thing on death does not have to be the end. So can we all, if we all turn our Bibles to John chapter 11 verse 25, it will say, Jesus said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. That is proof that, or not proof, but it says there that death is not the end. That if you are a holy person and you are a person of Christ and you follow the commandments of God, that you will have a second chance. Yeah, you will get to live again. And yeah, one last topic is, there will be no more death in the new earth. Yeah, which brings us to Revelation chapter 21 verse 4. And this is our concluding verse. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. What that is saying is, in the new earth there will be no more evil, nothing bad, like crying. That's all of these things that we do now today. These are all forms of sin, because none of this was a thing before sin. Crying wasn't a thing that we did. What else? Death wasn't a thing before sin. Pain, sorrow, crying, all of these things. This all came when sin started. So, yeah, all of this will be taken away because there won't be any sin. And that concludes our Bible study for today. We hope that God is with all of us, and that we all hope that we learned something new today, and we thank you so very much. Amen.